Hey, thanks for stopping by. Check out my next Homebrew Wednesday. Today is a pretty special day. I got a lot of stuff to get to, so I'm gonna kind of go through it quick. First thing I wanna do is taste the Sweet Stout that I've been talking about on my other Homebrew Wednesdays. I'll put that link up in the top. So here it is. I just poured it from the tap. You can see it has a nice, about 1-inch head on it. This is my Sweet Stout extract kit, if you didn't see the video. And I've tasted it a couple of times here and there, and it's great. I was unsure with an extract kit whether or not it would come out with body or the flavors that I was looking for, and it did. After it's been in the keg for about a month, I'm gonna do the official on-camera taste test of the extract Sweet Stout. Not a lot of aroma that comes off of it. A little bit of it's like a creamy smell, and I think that's mainly coming from the nice head that's on it. You have a little bit of a roasty smell in there. Let's go ahead and taste it. It's got a perfect carbonation to it. I am shocked at, the fact that it has a nice body to it. It's got a nice roastiness. There's just a nice, mild coffee flavor with a nice, sweet finish. It's much better than a lot of commercial beers that I've had. So I got some video coming up of me working on finishing the equipment on my all-grain cart. You may have seen the first video I did using my all-grain cart. I'll put the video up here. But I also wanted to kind of dive into how my taste for beer is evolving with my brewing, because that may kind of inspire you guys a little bit. It has for me. When I started watching YouTube videos of some of you guys brewing, my wife and I are doing a mini little series called Beer Wars. I'll post that up here. But so that broadened my interest for beer. So I started reaching out and tasting other beers. And prior to the last 6 months or so, I hadn't really been interested in any dark beers. I think I had a dark beer in college, and I think it was probably Guinness. And I don't know, I wasn't impressed with it, and I don't think I drank any really since. But I revisited that in the last 6 months, and I have fell in love with dark beers. I absolutely love dark beers. Now, I'm a coffee drinker. I absolutely love coffee. I think those two are kind of tied together. And I mean, if you love those nice coffee tones, I think there's a link between that and nice dark beer. But I also, the strange one is I used to absolutely hate, hoppy beer. Even at the beginning of the Beer Wars show, I was not a fan of hoppy beer. When I brewed my first beer and I smelled hops for the first time, where I could really just kind of enjoy that, something just, and it was just like, oh my goodness, that is an amazing smell. And to be able to just turn that into beer is a fascinating process. So now I'm a hophead, I think. I'm not a bitterness fan. Like, I don't like really bitter beer. Like Dogfish has a 120 minute beer. Well, they call it their 120. Not a big fan of that. It's 17% alcohol, or something like that. Not a big fan of that, but I really, really like your aromatic hops, you know, those late addition hops. I really like beers like that. You know, I kind of have become a hophead when it you know, refers to beers in that nature. So I don't know, it's kind of crazy. And I think it all started with that first, you know, brew and that first, you know, beer wars, where it just really started kind of expanding my horizons with this. So if you're watching this, well, you're watching this. You know, that's something to think about. You know, you know, keep your mind open when it comes to beer. I ruled out dark beers and hop beers for a long time. Just I don't even know why. I just did. So all grain. I got the mash tun. I hooked up the Blightman Autosport so I could do both batch sparging and continual sparging, or no sparging if I want. I thought that was the best way to go. This is the Blightman Autosport, and the float, this will mount to the side of the mash tun. The float will rise and fall with the water level in the mash tun, and this will circulate the water in the mash tun, and it has a little ball to help it float on top so that it doesn't disturb the grain bed. I don't want to put it where the handle is, and I don't want to put it on the front, so I'm going to put it just on the back, so it'll sit right here. And I need to put it just down on the actual casing of the mash tun. Now I'm going to use my step bit to get the 13/16, which is the size hole that the instructions said you go. But we only want to go through the first layer, not the second layer. Just like that. Now I'll cut out the foam just enough to be able to mount the thing. I went ahead and put some tape on the threads. Not a whole lot, because I got to get this locking ring on there first. After I get the locking ring on, there's not going to be any room to really get any tape on there. So we're going to thread this female quick connect on. Now if you wanted to, you could silicone around this. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think I'm going to lose that much heat through there. I did buy the chugger pump. I can see that down the road, 2 pumps would probably make things a lot more efficient, so I'm not unhooking hoses here and there. However, I think for now, you know, the 1 chugger pump's more than enough. You know, you only want to dump so much money into this thing when it's a hobby, an expensive hobby. And this is my little chugger pump that I bought. It's a little single phase 115 volt pump made just for this. So it's time to go ahead and get it set up with quick connects. And let's get this quick connect on. And all fittings, well, most of the fittings are stainless steel. The few fittings that aren't stainless steel are brass. You know, recycling the old boil kettle that I had, I'll show you that, and trying to reuse that as my HLT to try to save a little bit of money on that. This used to be my original boil kettle. Now I'm going to use it as my hot liquor tank. So what I want to do is I want to put that guy on there so that I can pump the water from here into the mash tun or whatever I'm needing to do. So I need to drill a 1-inch hole in the bottom of it, and then I can install this. I want to drill a pilot hole first. Best to start it with a step bit. That went up to 1/2 inch, and this one takes me up to 1 inch. I'm not going to use this fitting because I'm going to use quick connect, so I'm going to remove this. So it goes on just like that. And we'll fill it up with water and see if it holds. Leave your comments in the field below. I've already had a couple of cool suggestions from other videos, and you know, that's what it is. I think the beer community on YouTube is a really awesome community with people that have great suggestions. I have some of you guys that are emailing me and leaving comments. You know, it's a really awesome community to be able to go back and forth like that. And you know, I just want to say thank you. Cheers, and I can't wait to see you next time. I really appreciate you sticking around to watch the whole video. Check out these other videos over here. You may very well be interested in those also. The inspiration behind the videos is your feedback. And the best way to give me your feedback is to hit the like button down below. Most importantly, hit the subscribe button down below. And you can also leave comments. I can't wait to see you next time.